low energy mode. This is David, where I talk about improving your health, wellness, and fitness by working on your body, mind, and spirit, balancing the triad. Um, Today's topic is one I've brought up different times in the past, which is important to know. It's important to cover. Yet, the reason that I kind of prompted to talk about it, I wish wouldn't be happening. That is Tuesday, and yesterday I found out I lost a cousin to an accident on Saturday. And we haven't seen each other in many years, even though only a couple of hours apart. But the hurt and the hole in the heart's still there. And I've lost a lot of people in my lifetime, but yet basically all of those, anyone I was close to, were due to natural causes. And this one's unnatural, so I'm definitely having a hard time kind of wrapping my head around it. It's definitely a bit of a challenge to go through and do. And the synchronicities sometimes come up. My mother and her surviving siblings, at least the ones that are somewhat local, all got together on Sunday, and they were talking about how life's short. I get the notification my cousin passed away, and one of the little Instagram posts I seen yesterday happened to be a guy. He's early, he's in his 30s or something like that, when they had a stroke, and he decided to. He recovered enough. He'll ride his motorcycle, traveling across country, and he's going, life is short. And then last night I was getting ready to get my t-shirt out. I get a shirt out before, and I happened to think about him, Delbert. And he passed away several years ago, and I was kind of going through, and it's like I wanted to wear some type of shirt I was going to represent. And at his, he was a reiner from the horse world, and at his little memorial service, he had a thing as DT here is Delbert Tuyos, and his sign was, I don't know if you can see this here, it says, let's see there we go, live big today. I'll make sure the glare of the lights can catch you, but that's one of the models he kind of talked about. So anytime, as I've talked in past videos like that, and I lost 2 uncles in the past couple of years, and it goes through, and I shared up a post from Martha Crate, you heard me talk about her, that said our later is getting shorter and shorter, or something like that is what you mentioned. And I actually don't realize that, yeah, we do not know how much time we have left in this lifetime. Yet we have a tendency to tell ourselves, let me make sure I even put this up, some thought processing right there right now. We take it for granted that we'll have time to do it later. We'll eventually get around to it. The people we care about already know that. I have to take care of X before I can do what I really want to do. And then on and on and on, the reasons go down. The lessons come up, and again, I've mentioned this before, a lot of times you go through and realize, okay, what are the lessons I've learned from the individual? What did they have in their lifetime that I can take on my own? And from that, maybe we can start to live a little better. And the catch I found, at least for myself, maybe it might be for reuse, is that it's you can go through and say, okay, these are the lessons I learned from that person. You can start to maybe implement in your life. Yet, do you continue to implement in your life? Or do you go through so far and then fall back into your old habits, which is what I think I've done. I've had different people past. I mean, sometimes relatives, some people I knew, they're relatives that I knew very well, so I got the lessons directly from them. Other times they've been friends or acquaintances. I've gone to support the family, and you hear how that person lived their life, and you go, wow, that's what they did? What would happen if I started doing some of that? And then you go through and you can start to implement it for a little while. And then again, you go back into your old habits where it's not quite there. And then something comes up like this again, and then you remember, okay, maybe I should have done that. Now, I don't necessarily have a direct answer right now about how we can go through and make sure that we keep those lessons in our life. How do we make sure and realize the lessons, the trait, the characteristics that we can use to better our life, better lives around us, and continue to do those. How do we keep remembering how to do them? So I don't necessarily have an answer for that, other than, as with many things, just to keep going. Maybe something I might even think about doing here, set up reminders. I've set up reminders to make sure I do exercise, make sure I do nutrition, make sure I got a positive mindset. Maybe I need to make sure and go through and do something this time to where I got reminders, say, okay, how do you live your life? How did that person live your life? How did my uncle do this? How did my aunt do that? How did my cousin do this? How did that friend do this? How did that acquaintance do that? Set the reminders, that way there we can live our lives in a more positive and beneficial way, not just for ourselves, for everyone else around us. And with balancing the triad, if you've been with me for a while, you know we've got our body, our mind, and spirit, which I believe we're a spiritual being. A physical body and the mind connects the two together. And yet at the center of that, the core of that, is love. Have you seen the symbol I've used for balance and triad? It's a three-way yin-yang symbol, and in the center I have a heart. And I learned that when I went through the cancer, realized the support I had from my family and friends is what definitely helped me to get through when I was dealing with. It wasn't near as what a lot of people got through. I went 3 weeks and I was basically done over with, but more intense for some people with the chemotherapy, radiation. But yeah, the love, it's the one that's going to get you through. It's going to want to support you in the challenging times. So take a moment, those that you care about, let them know that. Don't assume that they know. And even then, even if they know it, how often has someone, you know, they care about you, but yet when they tell you, thank you for doing this, I appreciate you in my life, I love you, how does that feel to you? They may know it, but still it feels nice to really know it and be told it. So those you care about, let them know it. Don't realize you may not have tomorrow. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. We know that. Don't necessarily put off X so you can do what you want. Find out if there's a way, even if it's a few minutes a day, you can incorporate the things you really want to do in your life. What's your passion? What's your hobbies? Find out if there's a way you can really slowly implement it a little bit. If you want to make a career change, what are the things you can do now to slowly start making that transition? You can still have your regular job and then maybe start making the transition to something you want to do. So take some time to kind of ponder those things today. It's not, it's something that's weighing on my mind. Again, I'm having a hard time with this one, but just do that. Kind of go through, spend some time, and as Delbert wanted to, live big today. So let me know your thoughts on that. What are some of the lessons you've learned from those that have passed on and that you've been able to implement in your life? And maybe what was the way you implemented? Because that's where I've gone through this. Yeah, as I mentioned, I have a hard time where I can start it, but I don't necessarily hold true to it. So let me know that. Let me know how you took the lessons from someone that passed on, or some of those that have made an impact in your life. How did you make sure and hold those into your life? All right, so I will catch you tomorrow. Have yourself a great Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I will catch you tomorrow. So take care and balance into you.